Well, hi there. Do you like feet? Are you a toe-sucking connoisseur? Well, do I have the app for you then? Have you ever heard of Snapchat? Snapchat is one of those apps that I could probably compare to a toned-down version of TikTok, whereas, just some of the most absurd shit you can imagine makes its way onto the front page. Now, a while ago, I made a video talking about Snapchat thirst traps and how I just thought they were weird and really out of place for the Snapchat app. Because honestly, everywhere you go on your front page, as long as you scroll, you're seeing tons of titties, tons of dicks. You're getting a real good health lesson every time you go down the Snapchat discovery page. But today I want to talk about Snapchat thirst trap. No, not thirst traps. I want to talk about Snapchat clickbait as a whole. Because that shit is a whole entire different beast. I think it's, over the course of the last few months, it's really gone up in its craziness. Ever since I made that last video about Snapchat and their thirst traps, I swear to God, they heard me. They got little agents in their phone, or in my phone, listening to everything I say. And they just made sure that every single thing on my discovery page now is just thirst traps or out-of-pocket, unhinged clickbait. Like, it's shit you wouldn't even think of if you were in a fever dream. Like, for example, there's this one dude that has huge fucking nipples. I'm talking, it's not just a pizza nipple, it's an entire goddamn pizza party on his pectoral muscle there. And what he does is he posts all his stories. He makes sure that the picture that comes up first is one where he's shirtless. So this dude just clickbaits his pizza nipples. And I think it's hilarious. I think it's unhinged, hilarious, all the good things. If I was a guy in 1924 and you were a time traveler and you came back and told me that someone was using their nipples to get famous online, I'd be dumbfounded. I'd probably pull out a cigarette and talk about how much I hate my wife. But I just think it's hilarious that Snapchat's created this environment where shit like this can just succeed so well. Now there's another unhinged kind of trend that's taken place over Snapchat over the course of, I don't know, a couple months probably. I've seen it more and more, and I don't know why. I don't know if Snapchat's trying to call me out for it or something, but it's foot fetish content. All I see over my discovery page sometimes is just feet. Now, some of them are more aggressive than others. Some of them are like just side profiles of feet. I'm not a foot fetish connoisseur, so I don't know what's popping in that scene, but I'm getting different angles. Sometimes you get the below angle, sometimes you get the side angle, sometimes you get the real close up. You see all the foot's pores and hair and toenails and just gross shit. And I don't know why there's been such a serious influx of these types of creators, because I don't know if I missed out on like the influencer meeting of 2024 or something like that, where feet were declared as the new meta for getting popular in 2024. And if that's the case, I'm just gonna make every video now just like this. All you're gonna see is my feet and my head. And I think, honestly, that's all you really need to see in life. Especially after what I've seen on Snapchat. I think that is honestly the new meta going forward. But part of me really wonders, how crazy is this trend gonna get? How far are we gonna push this boat of crazy clickbait content? I mean, I think back to the days of YouTube in 2010, and those were the days when watch time didn't matter. It was only all about views. Kind of like how Snapchat is now. So what people would do is that they would put the most outlandish shit in their title, thumbnail. It didn't even have to happen in the video. But as long as people viewed it and it pushed the video into the algorithm and got them money, then it didn't matter. It didn't matter at all. But I do wonder if Snapchat's gonna follow similar suit, where it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier over time. And, it just kind of reaches its peak, and then it comes full circle and becomes wholesome again. I don't know. And you know what? I honestly just think it's going to keep going. There's going to be a new Snapchat meta, kind of like how there's a new Twitch meta every month or so. I think there's going to be a new Snapchat meta that just keeps coming in week after week. And honestly, Snapchat doesn't need to change anything, because the way their format works now, they're making a fuck ton of money off these clickbait stories here. So I don't see why they would change anything. I mean, the way these stories work is that like a creator posts a bunch of snaps on their story, and then I believe they can either choose which snap gets shown to the world as their front cover page, or it's the last snap they send. So what they'll do is, after a long day of snap grinding, posting selfies, and what you're mukbanging for the day, I think they post whatever clickbait thing they can at the end, and then people click on it in order to get through the entire Snapchat story and see the actual cover picture They click through the entire story and watch all the ads and all that stuff. It's a genius model when you think about it. Some real brain-busting power went into that. But I'm kind of like a bystander at the scene of a car crash. You know, you can't really look away. As much as I don't go on it or anything like that, I'm just so curious. I want to see where this Snapchat thing goes. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about it because it was goofy. I'll see you guys around.